Cheers, welcome to my channel. This is daily tarot oracle reading, Tattle Tales from the Vector. This is a general or collective reading, so just be aware parts may or may not resonate with you. Hello, little Stella. Take what works for you and just leave the rest. This is a timely reading, so if you're watching it at this time, it is the perfect time for you. Having said that, if it's been a while since I posted this, what was going on in your life back then, that could give you further clarity as to your situation now. Did you want to join the reading, Stella? Okay, sit nice. Good girl. All right, so she has a lot of enthusiasm. Did you wake up and realize I was doing a reading? All right, so we have the moon card here. And the moon is representing hidden illusions. It's representing, we do have a full moon tomorrow night, actually. This full moon is in the sign of Scorpio. It's going to be a deep one, lots of emotion there. And this lobster is climbing out of the emotional waters. And he's trying to figure out, okay, how am I going to go past this dog and this wolf? They're both sitting there howling at the moon, and he's figuring out, like, how am I going to get past there safely? And this is about being vulnerable. And also the moon is a great time to be very intuitive. We have the full moon, the new moon, and the sun all represented here. So it represents the full moon, the new moon, and the eclipse seasons. This is basically saying you might, to be able to stay on this path, you're going to have to be vulnerable. The idea is to stay in between these two pillars and not get distracted and taken off your course by hidden illusions and secrets, that type of energy. And this can say that maybe you've been a little bit too domesticated and you need to get out more, or you might be been walking on the wild side for a while now and you might want to come home once in a while. That type of energy. So the Four of Cups is representing being disappointed in, it can be in matters of romantic love, but it also could be something that you love to do or something you love to be, family members. It could be, anyone that you love. Just depends. We do have a Knight of Cups here, so it could be romantic love. But for those of you who aren't interested in the romantic love, it could represent something you love to do. So there's 3 cups here, and the universe is offering a 4th. And so this could represent maybe a project that you started, or a new job or whatever, and you were disappointed. And maybe you tried to launch the same project over 3 times and you weren't able to launch it, and it just didn't take. And the universe is saying, give it one more try. Like, you don't give up now. It's improving every time that you launch it. Maybe you're ahead of your time. So this energy is saying that this person's tired of feeling vulnerable and being disappointed by doing that, and just sitting under that tree feeling sorry for himself, pouting really. But we've all been there. And so this also could represent in matters of romance, having several relationships in a row and they just didn't work out and it was disappointing. This could represent also someone coming in either from a romantic perspective, or maybe someone that you work with, a partner in business, or some kind of energy, something you love to do, and they've disappointed you 3 times and let you down when you really needed them to come through, and they're asking for another chance, and you're like, nah, 3 strikes, you're out. I just can't. I'm not doing it anymore. In a romantic relationship, this can sometimes represent a third-party energy coming in and disrupting the relationship. And this is the 2 of Wands. The Wands in tarot represent the element of fire. And so the fire energy is about passion and taking action. The Wands are made of wood, because wood does fuel fire. And also it represents the tree, so that there's the deep roots of the tree, the roots of the tree representing ancestors, and then these offshoots represent descendants. And this energy is saying this person is like, he's standing at the top of his turret overlooking his domain. He's got this globe in his hand and he's saying, I have the world in my hands. But he realizes he lives in a place where there's only like 5,000 people. So he's like, maybe I need to expand my horizons a little bit here. He's feeling a lot like a big fish in a little pond kind of energy. And so this is talking, quite often I think of this being like kind of like someone who is an entrepreneur, and maybe you know, you're really successful where you're at now, but there's not enough people, like you need to expand. So that could be like you could expand online, you know, and set up something there, or it could be like you actually want to set up a business in another location, or move your entire business to a new location, because sometimes this can be actually physically moving. But so it could be just making a franchise and having someone else run this business and going somewhere else to do another one. So it's about being successful. That's the good news. It's just being like, okay, how can I be more successful? This card is talking about you're attracting energy here. And so this is really good energy. It's saying that you are in an elevated position. That's why he's standing on the bench. And that people are starting to really notice you. And so quite often, like this is a stonemason and he's doing this beautiful sculpture work. And these people have plans in their hand and they want him to come and do some work for him. The thing is you have to be really careful when you're in an elevated position and you're doing something that is unique. And we see this a lot in the entertainment industry with actors and actresses, musicians, comedians, all that type of energy, where all of a sudden they get noticed, and then you know, they end up playing a lead role in a movie, and they end up being dragged into a lifestyle that they don't really want. And it's not that often that you see it, but sometimes people will actually, you know, be really successful and leave because of that, because they don't like the lifestyle. And this can also represent an energy like you could be like really, really good at a sport, and maybe these people are coming to scout and they want to see if you would come and play for their, you know, like they're offering scholarships for you to come to their university or whatever. And, you know, that's an awesome position to be in. And then maybe later on they come to the university and they're actually wanting you to come work for a pro team. That it could be artists, sculptors, you know, that kind of like unique talent energy. So the thing to be careful of with this energy is making sure that you are in alignment with, or they're in alignment with your goals. Because there's so many people in the history of, especially the entertainment industry, that end up signing up for contracts and then finding out after that it wasn't just a contract. It also, there's a lot of secret society energy. There's a lot of money in this. And so there's a lot of energy where you could end up signing a contract and really regretting the terms. So this card is saying, if you are signing up with anyone, make sure that you get a lawyer that's very good at this, that this is their specialty, to go through the contract with a fine-tooth comb to make sure that it's in alignment with what you want. And the pentacles in tarot, they do represent money because it's health, wealth, and happiness in the third dimension. But they represent more than just making money. It's about lifestyle. And so, for example, like you might have one team that offers you more money, but they want you to come and live somewhere where it's cold and you like warm weather, or you have just started a family and they want, you know, like you would be, you know, far away. And if you were traveling, you know, like with teens do, they have the games away, that your partner would be at home with a baby and no family around. It's that type of energy. So you have to make sure, it's just saying it's awesome that you're in this position. Make sure that anything you sign, you really have it looked over really well. It's in alignment with the lifestyle you want. This might also be like getting a degree. You know, maybe you're valedictorian of your class and you were going to law school. A lot of firms like it, you know, it's really amazing if you can get in with a really good firm, but they might want you to work like 80 hours a week and you might have young babies, and you're just like, I'll miss their entire childhood if I do that. So you go for, you know, a little bit lesser for now and, you know, do that. So it's saying make sure you look at your options that way, and that you really have an expert for sure look over the contract. And this is talking about a cup of love. So the Knight of Cups, this could be this energy here, but I feel this is a new love now. The universe was saying, oh, come on, you're not going to sit under that tree and say you give up on love. You know, the Knight in shining armor is coming through here. So the knights would be delivering messages for the king and queen far and wide throughout the kingdoms. Back then, that was the only way they had long distance communication. So in tarot, sometimes people think, oh, it's got to be in person, but it doesn't. This doesn't mean it necessarily is going to be in person. It could. We have so many ways of communicating now. So this could be a phone call, a text message, maybe some, you know, you get something in the mail, a card, an invitation to an event, that kind of energy. Maybe an email. You might even be on social media and someone messages you there, or this could be online dating. It could, you know, so many ways that communication could come in. And it's also a really, really good idea, just in general, to take a few minutes every day to check what's going on at the top of the news. Like, what are the leaders doing? What's happening in the world? It can really, like, it can be really challenging to watch the news these days, but you don't have, like, it's just to get a good grip, okay, what's happening in the world, because that could give you ideas. There's quite often you'll catch trends that are happening, you know, that there might be certain countries opening up. A lot of people are doing business there now in a new way, that kind of energy. So it can be really beneficial, just because whatever's happening at the top is going to have an effect on everybody below. On some level, you know, and in some businesses it could be quite, you know, if you get the heads up early, you could really benefit from that. And then we have this energy here of the Two of Pentacles. And so the Two of Pentacles is representing someone who's very busy and multitasking. You know, if you've ever had little children and worked and had, you know, at the same time, you know, multitasking is a necessary skill. But what this is saying is you have to be careful. It could be an infinite loop. So you have to be careful, like, to, you know, multitask to a point where you still have quality in your work, because if you have a lot of quantity and no quality, you're going to end up doing things twice anyway, and it kind of defeats the purpose. And also, this can be talking, maybe you're in a position right now where you're really, really busy. You see the small wave with the ship on it, and it's getting bigger. This is talking about, you know, being busy can gain momentum, and then you're just being busy because you're busy. That kind of energy. Busy being busy. And then, you know, sometimes, like, you can get into the habit of that, and you end up just being busy all the time and just adding more and more and more to your plate. And so also this is talking about, you know, you might be juggling, like, you know, your home life and your business life. Maybe you're going to school and you're also going to work, and you're juggling that energy. Or you're, you know, you have to pay for your school and you're working 2 jobs or something like that. So this energy is saying, you know, juggle your options, but never juggle your morals. And, you know when to draw the line on it so that you have a life. You know, work hard, play hard. And then this card is a weird card. It's been coming up in a lot of the readings lately, and I think it's because there's a lot of weird energy in the world right now. There's a lot of change happening, and this energy is he's a walking contradiction. We don't quite know what he's up to here. He's got these 2 swords planted here, and then he's carrying these other 5. Now, swords in tarot represent your, thoughts, basically. It's the element of air. And so this is talking about someone who is using their mental capacity and, like, discipline of the mind, that type of energy. It's about your thoughts, and, you know, you express thoughts through words, and that could be on paper or it could be verbal. And this energy, like, it's like he's got those 2 planted there. We don't know why. And he's sneaking away with these other 5. He's wearing these bright red shoes and a bright red hat, and he's in broad daylight. So it's like, what the heck? Like, what is he doing? And he's looking over his shoulder at the past, basically, and he's moving forward, but he's not looking where he's going. And this can sometimes represent, like if this was a thief, he's not a thief in the night, it's broad daylight, anyone can see him. So sometimes this energy could represent like intellectual material or patents, that type of energy. Maybe it could represent, you know, white collar crime, like someone sitting at their desk and they're at work and, you know, you don't know what they're doing. They're pushing paper and, you know, it could be forgery, identity theft, that type of energy. So it's just something, you know, it could be something like that happening. And what bothers me the most, though, about this energy is the way he's carrying these swords, because I've never seen anyone carry swords like that before. They're very sharp. And, you know, if he trips and falls, which could be very likely because he's not watching where he's going, he could really, really hurt himself here. And it's like so careless, like it's dangerous to do this. And if he's that dangerous with his own energy, you know, how careful would he be with yours? You know, it's that type of energy. It's like, I don't know, he's not necessarily a thief. He's not, we don't know what he's doing. I don't know if he knows what he's doing. But this kind of energy can be really challenging to put up with. Like if, you know, you keep getting disappointed because you can't rely on someone. It's that type of energy. We have the Knight of Swords. So this is another knight coming in, and this is maybe, I'm talking about what's going on here. This knight is like sometimes considered to be a fool rushing in. It sometimes represents that someone's running away from something, or they're in a real hurry to get somewhere to deliver something, some news. The thing is, though, we can only see half his sword. So does he have the full story? And we can't see the point of his sword. So does he know the point of his story? That's kind of does he have the full information? And it looks like he's got like this red flag off his helmet here. His horse is totally, completely stressed out, and he's riding against the wind through, you know, barren land. So it's like, you know, this energy is talking, and look at it, even the sky looks like it's irritated. You know, like someone's taken a knife and cut through it. It's, yeah, it's delivering information again, and sometimes when this kind of energy comes in, it could represent like a private eye, some energy around hidden cameras, technology, you know, in an investigation, that type of energy. And then we have the Eight of Swords. The Eight of Swords is talking about someone who's really feeling like weighed down, like in a mental prison. So this can sometimes represent someone who just can't figure out what to do. They're stuck. They're really worried, like in a constant state of worry. And, you know, in tarot, when there's water, it represents emotions. And so I feel like there was way more water here. And this person has had, like, this is 8 swords. And they've worked through like 7 of the swords. And they've got this one left. And that's the one maybe that's in front of them, that they've decided, okay, I'm going to go with this thought, and this is the action that I'm going to take. You can see all this binding on them. That can represent that they feel duty bound to something, and like they're conflicted, like I know I have to do this, but I don't want to do it. And so that's kind of why that blindfold is on, because they're like not wanting to see it. They don't want to have to do it. But something has to happen. They can't be like, and they could just walk away, but they can't see that they can just walk away. It's that type of energy. They feel stuck. But you can see that her right foot is now moving forward, and it's on dry land. Her left foot is still in this puddle. The puddle is like it's shallow. There's hardly any water here. And I feel like at one time there was probably lots of water, lots of emotion. And this could even represent the tears that someone's cried, because it's such a difficult decision. And, you know, her castle's behind her here, and she's got her back to it. So this might mean that she's, you know, leaving, like considering leaving her home. It could have been a disappointment in love, that some sort of energy, bad news coming in. And then, you know, it puts her in this position. So, and sometimes this can represent the thoughts of others behind her back. And but she does have, it looks like she's about to move forward with this one sword. Cut through this, and just get it over with already. Do what you have to do and get it done. Like, that's the type of energy. And then we have lots of knights coming in here, the Knight of Pentacles. Now, this is the opposite of this. This is like the slowest moving knight in the tarot. And so his energy can be annoying because he's so slow. It's good though, he's methodical, but his horse is at a complete standstill. And you don't want to have a board meeting with yourself every time you make a decision. It's kind of like this energy. Finally, she's making the decision. But there's some information when she makes these decisions. There's some information then that comes in about pentacles, about lifestyle. And, it might have to do with her, like it could be that she's moving on with someone else, and that was, leaving one relationship and moving to another. It's hard to say as of yet. It could be, it's different for different people. So if you're in this position, what this is saying is, like really, this looks like really fertile land. There's a lot going on here. That there's, and quite often pentacles can represent, they're the element of earth. So they represent real estate sometimes. So it could be about deciding, okay, I'm actually going to sell and I'm going to actually make this move. And maybe this energy could be saying that your partner wants to move and you don't. That could be because it's sitting on this offer of love. And so trying to make this decision, do I leave my family? Do I leave my country? Do I leave everyone and everything I know for this romance? That could be making that decision. And so, because this is about lifestyle as well as, it's not just about coin. And then look at this, the temptation comes in, the devil, right on this energy, down. So this is like, hopefully this isn't a decision about deciding, you know what, to heck with it. I'm just going to do things a sneaky way or whatever to get ahead quick kind of energy. I hope not. Or it could be that this deal is tempting, but let's see what happens. Okay, so we have, these lovers that are yoked to each other and they're chained to Saturn's box, and the devil is in between them, hunched over there. This talks about, like your basic instinct. Temptation is like it's when you want something. It's so pretty, it's so shiny, that you want it. And this energy quite often represents lust rather than love. And maybe this was talking about a previous relationship that you've moved on from, and it didn't turn out to be it didn't turn out to be what you thought it was going to be, and there was a lot there that you didn't enjoy. And maybe this new love offer is coming in and you're tempted to take it, but you're like, what if it's like before and I'm making that, what if it turns out to be this kind of energy again? I always, when the devil card comes up, I always take the next card up. I want to see, because the devil doesn't do his own dirty work. So let's see what minion they send in. This is a decision. Okay, so this is a decision about walking away from something that you love. And it could be this energy of having, this love offer come in. And in the past, you've been disappointed about love, and it's asking you, maybe in the past you've moved for someone, like, I'm so in love, I'm going to move away and I'm going to, be with that person. And then it doesn't turn out. It's like you're, 6 months in, you miss everybody. Maybe they're speaking a different language, that type of energy. Or maybe it was a quick decision and it was like, I'm getting that for some. This energy can also be talking away about being tempted to walk away from a relationship because you have another offer that's more tempting. And maybe you're tempted by someone, but you recognize that you still love the other person, but it could be that, because the Eight of Cups is representing like there's 5 cups lined up here really perfectly, and then there's these 2, and then there's this gap in a third cup here. And quite often this can be like walking away from a relationship because there's a gap, because there's maybe this energy of your partner or you are tempted by someone else, that type of energy. And this card sometimes can represent because there's the 7 swords in that, this can represent the 7-year itch. And it's kind of, that could be like representing a relationship that you have, but it's a phenomena, like a lot of people, apparently, like it's statistically, if people don't divorce in the very first year of marriage, I didn't know that was like okay, we made a mistake, and you don't even last the year. Other than that, the next most likely time is around 7 years after the marriage has happened, like after the wedding. And so this is, it's statistically, it's very high then between the 7th and 8th year. And that's what we have here is possible. We have 8 cups with a gap in between. And so the 7-year itch can quite often be when people end up having marital affairs and that type of thing. So could be like the sneaking around energy, you know, maybe you're tempted, collective, maybe that's the energy and you're trying to decide, am I going to walk away from the relationship I have to be with this person, or am I going to stay with the person I'm with? Or yeah, or maybe someone, your partner is, you found out that they were having an affair and they walk off on you, or you walk off on them because you don't want to, you maybe have given them chances in the past and, you know, it hasn't worked out. This could also be in business, walking away from something you love because your business partner was doing some creative bookkeeping and it caused problems for you to, you know, and that might be what the pentacle energy is about. I'm picking up quite a few different scenarios. Basically, though, it's talking about having leaving something that it's challenging to leave, and it's something that you love. Like it's causing a you know, sometimes we just can't get along with someone. You can love someone, but you don't get along with them. And so the 7-year itch. What's interesting though is that it also can. It's not just in marriage. It's also common for a lot of people to sell their home at 7 years. And so it could be about real estate, as I said here, because I was picking up that energy. And sometimes it's about letting go of a business, and the business could be totally successful, and the partner's going, what do you mean you want to quit? We're just starting to make some good money now. I'm done with it. I'm just not interested anymore. It's that kind of energy. So the 7-year itch could be involved here. And then we have the Queen of Pentacles. So this is representing, again, the Pentacle energy. It's, you know, the Queen of Pentacles is known for being very resourceful. So, you know, she knows how to make something out of nothing. This is also talking about someone who comes quite often from old money. So she's not flashy. She doesn't, you know, flash her money about and have designer clothes and all of that. This is more like someone that you can, you know, if you go away and say to work, this is a wife that would look after the money and be responsible with it, that type of energy. She prefers quality over quantity, and she understands how money works, so she's good at handling it. And then we have the Queen of Swords. So when 2 queens come up like this, quite often, it could be 2 different people, but quite often it's talking about, I get it. Okay, so it's talking about maybe walking away from a relationship where you still love the person, but you maybe find them a little bit boring. And it could be that kind of energy, and just knowing you made a mistake. This isn't what you want in your life. You want more excitement or something like that. That could be for some. The Queen of Wands is talking about, quite often she'll be a woman, a woman that's divorced, or I mean someone in their feminine energy. The figures in tarot are archetypes, so they're not gender specific. So the queens could be males in their feminine energy, and then anyone that's a male could be a female in her masculine energy as well. So this could be talking about the Queen of Swords is known to be the coldest of all the queens. She's the most likely to be divorced, and her energy, like, she's willing to receive, but she's feeling pretty cold right now. So this could be the same person feeling this now, like after this has happened now, she's feeling cold, and she's been there, done that, bought the t-shirt. Maybe she's given her partner several chances, and you're in that energy, and it's just like, I'm done. And I've been there, done that, have the t-shirt, not doing it again, done with the bullshit. If you want to give me a proper offer, I might consider love again, but I'm just not interested in any bullshit anymore. Her head is above the clouds, so she has clarity. But if you come into her and you're goofy, you're in this energy, forget it. She'll just be like, off with your head. I'm not entertaining it. And this is talking about feeling breadcrumbed. Yeah, and it could be, breadcrumbing in lifestyle could be time, never spending any time with your partner. It could be, breadcrumbed as far as in a business or even in your marriage with money. And when there's divorces, sometimes, that energy comes up. But the Six of Pentacles represents it's time to sow some seeds. And, then you get to harvest them. And this is about learning the give and take in life, like understanding, okay, and sometimes that's what we learn the hard way. Who are we going to invest our time and energy and money in? What are we going to invest in? How, what do we anticipate the return to be? Is it a fair exchange? That type of energy. And so this person is, six Pentacles would be probably upper middle class, so it's doing pretty well and is being generous and offering money to someone who needs it. But this person he's giving money to, and this one he's not, because he's learned discernment and he knows that this person will use it. He can tell this person will appreciate it and use it to benefit and improve their life. Whereas this person already has something in his pocket, and you can see like he's got the scales above there. So this is learning, and sometimes the hard way, who to give your time, money, and energy to, and who not to. Because the return wasn't there. So this is someone like Seven of Pentacles, like that's a lot, like that's actually, quite a high level lifestyle, because if you think about, there's 10 pentacles in the tarot, so that would be billionaires, and then the 9 would be like multimillionaires, the 8 would be millionaires. So this could be like, on your way to being a millionaire kind of energy. This is someone who's used to being successful, but they're like, man, I put all this, invested all my time and money and energy into this project, into this relationship, whatever, and my lifestyle sucks. Like, look I've got 1 pentacle out of this. I should have way more out of this than that. Like, and it's sitting on this information about pentacles coming in. So this energy could represent a divorce and all the fighting and all the energy, and then having to, sell the house, that type of energy, and maybe some money's been hidden, like that type of energy. It's not much fun. And then the Page of Pentacles comes in. So the Page is a younger version of the Knight. So we have a lot of information coming in. So this is now more information coming in, but it's interesting because the Queen of Pentacles energy can sometimes talk about, generational wealth, like a trust fund or something like that, something you pass down to your children and then your children's children, an inheritance. Maybe you were in a will or something like that. And it's like the pages would start working for the king and queen when they were very young. Around 7 to 14, you got to remember back in those days, the life expectancy was like half of what it is now. So they would it was a real coup for them to get a job at the palace, working for the king and queen, and they would deliver errands and that type of energy. So this is a younger version of this knight. But and so he, because if they did really well when they were old enough, if they could afford to get a horse, then they would sometimes be considered for knighthood. Then they would be traveling far and wide. So this is talking possibly, this energy of these pentacles coming in could be talking about something that was left for you when you were a child, some sort of energy like that. But why would that come up in between, like this energy? Like, I can see that could happen. Maybe there wasn't a prenup and you're losing a big part of your inheritance or something like that. It could be that type of energy. And also if it was a partnership, this could represent someone that you really trusted, that you've known since you were young, and you were partners together, and like you just can't believe that they would be a grifter like this. The scales of justice are above this. It's interesting. So we'll see. That breadcrumbing energy could be like being in a relationship with the person was, tucking money away on the side. And look at this. Once this energy comes in, when this is more information about what happened. Wow. So this is like a big pentacle coming in. So now this is a reward coming in because you were staying on the up and up, and now you're being rewarded for doing that, like staying, you managed to get through there. So congratulations on this. So this is talking about the universe and God coming together in collaboration to offer you this big reward of a way better lifestyle that you could even imagine, because you stayed on your path, and you didn't go into this sneaky energy. And you probably were dealing maybe with quite a bit of legal matters here, because sometimes, like, what do we have for legalities here? Like, well, this thief energy, this juggling of morals, this, an investigation energy. And sometimes this is not just a mental prison, but it can actually be like physical prison. And, the disappointment of someone walking off. Yeah, breadcrumbing, missing money, missing lifestyle. Oh, and then there's this card. So this is talking about the Three of Cups is a card of celebration, but you'll notice that they're looking at the cups. They're not looking at each other. So they're not really celebrating each other. They're celebrating an event or something that's happened. And they're, sometimes this can be a lot of gossip and slander about someone breaking up. This could be the third party energy being happy because this marriage is over, and now she or he gets to get together with, your ex, basically, or, that type of energy. In many cultures, if you toast someone and you don't look them in the eye, it means that you're... they have a superstition in Europe. It's really quite prominent there. They have a superstition where they believe that if you toast someone and you don't look them in the eye, that it causes 7 years bad luck in your romantic life, and for you and them. and they'll be, look me in the eye. And so it would kind of defeat the purpose. Maybe that's what happened to this relationship. I don't know. But like this energy, I feel like it quite often represents people celebrating something that maybe you aren't celebrating. But this opens up a lot of opportunity. Sometimes this card, it can go both ways. Like this is like saying you're like a black hole now and you're sucking in all this opportunity. The thing is, you need to put your own spin on it. Each of these cups has a gift in it. And basically, the gifts are in the form of a challenge. So there's a lot of possibility here. But you're going to have to put your own spin on it. Just like if you were the center of your universe, you're going to have to take that opportunity and put your energy into it and put your own spin on it to make it into something. And sometimes in situations like this, it can represent that people are spoiled for choice, and that maybe they had your partner had a lot of opportunity to be with several people, and it could be that kind of like, maybe it wasn't just, maybe this temptation. Where was that temptation? Now I covered it. Yeah, walking away. Maybe, oh my goodness, I hope it doesn't mean there was 7 in you. Could be that shift happens, like, so that I'm getting, it might be for someone. And then that energy, because I didn't want to say it at the beginning here, but sometimes this can represent, there's a couple and there's a third party, and then this card can represent conception. So it's talking about something being launched, and sometimes it can be about people directing energy your way, but sometimes this can actually represent conception of a baby, and sometimes this can represent that someone got pregnant in the situation to boot. Okay, so that could be a possibility. Now, babies are always gifts because they're a divine gift from God, but like if it's not yours and you're in a relationship, that could cause a lot of problems too. And maybe these people have toasted so many times that now they have 7 years of opportunities turned into bad luck because you toasted without looking someone in the eye. I'm not that much on superstitions, but if other people take it seriously, now when I toast people, it's just polite anyway, really. And so then this is using your intuition. Yeah, I feel like this energy, maybe your intuition was saying to you, you really need to take a look at this, and you just didn't want to see it, that kind of energy. And like again, we have 7 behind here. Ugh, that would be so gross. So in any case, this is talking about a lot of information coming in, and the High Priestess uses her intuition to sort through it, basically. So if you just keep using your logic, like she's sitting in between 2 major extremes. This represents Jesus' energy, and this represents the devil, because she sits next to God. And this is talking about how we're way more intuitive when there's a full moon and a new moon, and that our intuition is really sharp. And so it's saying, like, to sort through the information, you can ask the logical question and then use your intuition. Which one does my heart want? So, and then you can apply that logically. So it's using the both together will give you creative solutions, so you're not stuck like this. And then we have, at the top here, this energy is the only card of the Pentacles where the person is actually physically working on making money, like literally making money. So this can talk about being very focused on that, and then pounding out the coin, right? And so this can be, you started a project and you had 6 to go, or you had these 6 done, and by the 7th one you realized that something was going on here. I feel that's the energy. And it's kind of like, okay, like stopping. And this, unfortunately, can also represent like literally making money, like this white collar crime we're talking about. So there's a lot of energy here that's like really behind the scenes energy that's not so great. So I can see why a person could be in this position, but there's also a lot of energy. I feel like when the truth comes in about what's going on, if you've been on your path, on the straight and narrow, and you're caught up in illegalities because of other people, this could be like them trying to set you up or something for something they did. This is talking, like the disappointment, and it is about lifestyle. This could be about divorce. This could be there was a lot of partners, like a lot of opportunity here, or it could be opportunities coming in. This could be launching this new project, like this is launching a new project, and so it could be that you've decided to start a new project and you're moving away, and this is you're on your path, so this is good energy for you, that kind of energy. And then it can talk about the other side as well. Use your intuition as to what this is. Are you on the straight and narrow side, or are you on the other side? Because this is a big reward for staying on your destined path. And I feel like there's information comes in and then more information comes in. And then that's what this person is running to bring the information. Like the first bit wasn't the whole story. Now it's not just talking about that, you know, there's been like this happening, but there's also been a lot of cheating in the relationship as well. If this was a spouse or a partner in business or something like that, real sneaky energy, like both ways. I feel like it's saying the contract was not a real contract. So what that means, you know, it wasn't acceptable to you. So marriage is a contract for sure. So yeah, unfortunately, this isn't the most fun reading, but not all of them are. I don't control that. I'm just reading the cards as they come. I'm going to clarify that if you're leaving this reading where it is, I do hope it's given you some clarity. I do feel that there's some energy here. If your intuition is telling you that something's up, look into it. You know, don't jump to conclusions. But take the parts that work for you. I feel that there's a lot of different variations of what happened here. I'm going to clarify it for those of you that want clarification. If you're leaving now, thank you for your time and energy. If you got something from this reading, consider giving it a like and a comment. I would really appreciate it. It helps me to build my channel. I'm going to clarify this with my oracle. This is Tales from the Vector, and this is talking about, it's from the Intergalactic Federation of Light, and I started this back in 2007 and 2020. I completed all the paintings. I've had a lot of fun doing it, and now what I'm doing is I'm bringing it out. But I want to play with it a little bit because I have a lot of written information on my website. It's talesfromthevector.com. But I want to play with the cards because it's way different, and I'm learning every time I do a reading. I learn, oh, okay, here's another way of looking at it. So I'm taking notes for the book that goes with it. The Emperor energy is talking about high-level performance. I feel like okay, there's going to be some clarity coming in on this reading here. So it's talking about the Emperor is like all four kings rolled into one person. And so this energy is talking about performing at a very high level. I feel like this is saying that the energy, whatever has happened here, will elevate you to a much stronger level because of everything you've learned from it. But you need to... the Emperor energy is an alpha male energy. It's all about performance. He wears his armor underneath his robe so that he's ready for an opportunity. And sometimes this energy can be controlling. Sometimes it can represent like an authority figure or something. So this could represent judge energy or something. Because sometimes it can represent hidden illusions coming out, secrets coming out. And this is talking about, the moon energy and using the intuition. So this moon coming up, this moon is in Scorpio, and it's pretty, emotional energy. It goes really deep. So just keep that in mind, that, if you're disappointed and you're finding something out, it's just warning. Don't let your emotions get away with you. And be like reckless with you want to be, this is reckless abandon when you discipline your mind, WRECK. But if you don't want to be the opposite. So if you get really emotional, chill out. Don't do something that you really regret later. And because this energy, there's a lot happening here, and it's kind of like, okay, you accept, okay, this happened, but then more information comes in. We have a lot of communication coming in, and it's coming in stages. Remember, God doesn't give you more than you can take at one time. This is talking about, when you're not going after your authentic desires, and you're moving forward in this temptation energy, man, you can throw away a lot, that's basically what it's saying. If you stick to your authentic desires, you're going to be in a place where you end up being it's worth the work, etc. At the end. It's saying falling and failing in love is a matter of I. So this is about, if you've had a disappointing relationship, remember you don't want to give up on something you love to do or be just because you've had these bad experiences. Don't let people take that from you. And in matters of love, you have to love yourself first and foremost for other people to rise up to loving you. You have to be loving to yourself. And sometimes you need to put yourself first. So this is talking about this cycle coming to an end. I feel like, it's saying this isn't going to happen forever. And we have the Sagittarius energy, which is more this energy here, like of wanting to go on a new adventure. So if you let go of this energy of like the disappointment in that, and you do the healing and open your heart back up, it's going to be like a whole new world opens up to you. When I have horoscope cards coming in, I'm not talking about individuals in my readings. I'm talking about the state of being of the signs. So Sagittarius is about wanting adventure and travel and being really enthusiastic about it, loving to learn new. So this energy is saying like this could open the door for a whole new world for you. Once you get through this, you might have been like afraid to be you, is what I'm getting. And after this, you're like, hey, you can be on the straight and narrow and be in the best version that you can be without, and still have an exciting life without all the drama. My Lord, we have the sun coming in here. It's saying you're going to be very happy when this new cycle comes in. And yeah, the information is coming in a little bit at a time, and God is, that what I said, that God only gives you as much as you can handle at any given time. And quite often we'll say, I just want the truth. Like, just give it to me all at once, but maybe you really would find it very hard to handle. And so it's better this way because it's more gradual. You have to have the strength and the courage to be able to deal with it. And so it could be like, okay, I accept that. And then you get over, you catch your breath, and then some more information comes in, and then, oh my goodness, like that couldn't be, and then some more, and like, okay, that's got to be the end, but it's not, There was a lot going on behind your back if you're in this situation, it could be to do with you and maybe not to do with you, but it was still what you didn't know something about the person that you were in business with, or that you were in a partnership with. There's something going like that is coming out, that's going to be like coming out in trickling energy. That's what I'm getting. So just sort of prepare yourself for that, and know that, like, have patience about getting through it, because I feel like it's as you get some information, then more information comes in. And that's quite often how investigations happen, that type of energy. We have the Cancer energy coming in. Again, this is saying about the moon energy being a really good time to open up to your intuition. And again, it's also saying that, the sign of Cancer is representing the energy of, like, it's ruled by the moon. And so Cancer can be very emotional. If you think about adolescent girls, it's the 4th sign. And it's kind of like, that first breakup energy, like where they really hurt you, that kind of energy. And this is, are you going to be engaged in the energy, or are you going to be entrenched? Like, are you going to drown, from the sorrow, or are you going to get back up again? We have the Aquarius energy coming in. And so this is talking about the Aquarius energy is, we have it's ruled by Uranus, and Uranus is it just moved into Gemini. And the thing is that this energy brings the truth out. That's you can look at some of my astrological readings if you want to know more about it. But with Uranus in Gemini energy, it's about a lot of quick change, like information coming in like this in little bits and pieces, and having to put it all together. And then also at the same time, it's the truth. And Gemini wants the truth in Uranus. Like when Uranus is in Gemini, the truth comes out. And we've got the last time Uranus was in Gemini was in 1941 to 1949, and it will be in Gemini for until 2033, basically. And so we've got a lot of truth coming out, and this is kind of how it's going to come out. And we're seeing it in the news at the top of the pyramid, and this is the energy. Like this is a perfect example of it. And then we have the Pisces energy. So this is sink or swim. Like, are you going to drown in your emotions, or are you going to allow it to happen? And again, this astrological influence is, we had Neptune and Saturn leave Pisces and move into Aries. And that's like, Pisces is like very idealistic energy. And it's like the senior executive of the zodiac. It's the last sign. It's water. It's more emotional, a little more forgiving. Whereas the Aries energy is all about fire and newborn baby energy, and you have to do things in a new way. And it's ruled by Mars, and so it's a lot more aggressive. And so Neptune and Saturn, Neptune will be in Aries now for 14 years after being in Pisces for 14 years. And the Saturn energy will be there for 2.5 to 3 years, and that brings up like these big issues about responsibility and stuff. So it's not surprising that this is coming out. So it's saying like this is kind of the energy in the world right now. You're not alone here. This is like, we're going to see a lot of this coming out. And so in the end, you're going to, like this is saying, look at the star, it's saying it's your time to shine. This energy has been holding you back. That's what this is saying. And you're innocent in it, and you deserve to shine. You were meant to shine. And look at this, like there's an Empress energy coming out of you here. So I don't know, this could, for you, this could be, for the other person, they might have to deal with this, literally making money energy, and you might be like starting a new project or something that you really love to do, and having some new love come in your life. And there's a lot of opportunity here, I feel. So it's talking about two sides of the story kind of energy, which a lot of my readings are doing lately. So just take a deep breath and just remember that this energy can be like, you don't want to be impulsive and then regret it after. Just stay as calm as you can. If you need to get and take some time to just go for a walk or something, if you need to, and and recognize that you need to look after yourself at this time. All right, I feel like this is kind of a difficult reading, but it's kind of like life is kind of like that right now, and a lot of people are feeling a lot of stress. So they're, sometimes not at their best now either. So keep that in mind. I'm going to leave this reading here. I do give it a like and comment if you've enjoyed it. I would really appreciate it. Consider subscribing if you resonate with the energy of the channel. If this is you, a big energetic hug. You deserve it. And this too shall pass. All right, we'll be back with another daily reading again tomorrow. Bye for now.